welcome to another snapshot review video. This snapshot is 21W08A, and we have seen some pretty cool things added to this one, and I can't wait to show you. So yeah, if you do enjoy this video and you've enjoyed my previous snapshot videos, then be sure to like this video. And also, guys, a lot of you still aren't subscribed. If you would like to stay up to date with the new snapshots that are coming out, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, turn notifications on, and you'll be notified when I upload a new snapshot review video for you guys to watch and see what's coming out in 1.17. You can also support me on Patreon if you would like. The link is down in the description for you guys. But that's enough of me talking. Let's just get straight into this because some new cool things have been added. So if we head down into the caves underground, you can see that the types of caves, they're more sort of distributed, if that makes sense. So they're a bit more balanced. We've got around the same amount of little spaghetti caves and the big cheese caves that they've called them. And also, as you can see, we do have our lava pockets back, and this one is quite strange. Ooh, that was a bit red. Yeah, so we do have a lot more lava pockets around than we did in previous snapshots, which is definitely a good thing. I also just want to say, these little geodes, you can't find them just randomly out in the open in large caves anymore. They only spawn sort of on the edge of little caves, and instead of them being surrounded by tuff, they are surrounded by a new block, which is smooth basalt. So this is the smooth basalt alongside the regular basalt, and I really do like this. It looks really cool. And like I said, it does replace the tuff block that was outside of the amethyst geodes. But don't worry, we can still get this tuff block, but it's just found somewhere else, and I'll explain where in a little bit. Regular basalt can actually also be smelted into smooth basalt, which, yeah, is quite nice because then you can go and just collect this from the nether and still get the smooth basalt, and you don't have to go and find geodes. So I actually quite like that feature. So in the last snapshot we saw a block added called Grimstone. The name of this has actually been changed and it's now called Deep Slate. It still has the side textures exactly the same pretty much, as you can see, but the top texture has changed and I really like it. I don't think we really have many blocks with all different texture. Actually, no, thinking about it, yes, we have loads. However, you can still get the old sort of look of the Grimstone. It's called Cobbled Deep Slate, I believe. If you mine it with just a regular pick, there we go, Cobbled Deep Slate. And it has this texture on the top as well. However, if you mine it with a Silk Touch pickaxe, you will get just a regular Deep Slate. If you look around us, you can see some ores, and you can see that it's not the regular just stone texture. They have added in a Deep Slate ore texture, which I love because this looks so much better blended into this Deep Slate than, for example, this does right here. I don't know why this is stone. What Y level is this? Okay, so that's near 0, so that's why that's still stone, because it's part of the gradient. That was terrifying. But yeah, so of course this is only applied to the ores that you can actually find down here, so this doesn't apply to emerald or coal or copper. But here are all of the textures, and I think gold's my favourite one. Gold and diamond. But no, I do like how they've made it so it actually blends in now. So there have also been some tweaks to the ore distribution. So for example, gold and diamond ore are now less common, found touching an air block basically. So that would be ores like these two here. They're a lot more common, sort of kind of buried or underwater, as you can see here. Like there's a bigger vein of it here, some here, some more over there, hello block, some more over there. Yeah, that's because water obviously technically isn't an air block, so it can generate more. There's some here, some here. So yeah, you can see that this definitely is the case. So as I was saying earlier, you can't find that tough block around the geode now, it's now smooth basalt. But this is where you find the tuff. So as you can see, this is what tuff is. And it's actually replacing andesite down below Y0. So in the previous snapshot we saw that only andesite was the other block that spawned alongside Grimstone, now known as deep slate. However, this isn't the case anymore. Andesite will no longer generate below Y0. Instead, it will be replaced with tuff blocks. And ores can actually spawn inside these, inside the tuff block sort of blobs. But it won't generate as deep slate ore, it will generate as just regular stone variant of the ore. Okay, so the particles from spore blossoms actually cover more of a wide sort of range. They go out about 3, 4 to 5 blocks in each direction. I have put 9 of them up here because you can't really see what I'm talking about with just the one. But I do like that they've added so that the particles cover more area, because beforehand it was just that one sort of block. But no, I do like this. You can add it to a base to make it more sort of alive, and yeah, I really like it. So these deep slate ores actually are twice as tough to mine as regular ores. So if I use a netherite pick, you can see me mining these up. You still get the same sort of yield as you would with regular, and then you can see that these mine a lot quicker. Let me just show you that side by side with the gold ore a second. So regular and then deep slate. As you saw, it is slightly more tough to mine. So all of the variants of deep slate can be crafted using this cobbled deep slate. And they all have their own individual sounds of placing and also walking on them. So if I just stay quiet, you guys can listen. They kind of sound a little bit more crunchy, and I do like the fact that they've added their own unique sounds. It makes the blocks seem a bit more unique, and they have changed the texture a little bit of this one, so it's not as dark. This is the chiseled deep slate. As you can see, mine shafts can also now generate in the large caves once again, and this is a really good look at the chains that was added in the last snapshot and the wooden pillars in the snapshot beforehand. You can sometimes in your world find these cracks in the surface, and they will most of the time take you down to a pretty decent cave if you follow them. And yeah, flying around, I personally think there's a little too many of these, but I do think it is a nice feature that you can easily find your way down into these big caves and start your explorations. Slime blocks and honey blocks have also been added to the redstone tab of the creative inventory, which I quite like that because obviously these are used in redstone contraptions all the time. So I think it's really good to have them in the same place where everything else is. There is also an up-to-date sort of picture for the ore distribution. Again, this is still not final, as you can see by the red rectangle saying still not final. But on this one, they have made the lines a bit smoother. I think that may be because they may be making sort of the change in ore distribution a bit smoother as well. But there have been some changes. So for example, you can find smaller blobs, as stated here, of iron below Y0 down in the deep slate layer. And like I said about the reduced air exposure for the diamonds and the gold, that is obviously said here as well. And lapis, there are two sort of little shapes for it. So the large rectangle one, that is no air exposure at all, so just completely buried. And I'm going to assume that that's the same for this redstone one here. It's not actually labelled, but again there's two shapes for it, so I'm going to assume that that's similar to the lapis. And obviously still we can only find emeralds in the mountain biomes. And like I said in the last snapshot video, this the look of how high up the iron, emerald and coal can spawn, that gives us a really good insight as to how humongous these mountains are going to be. So that's it for me today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, then don't forget to leave a like. Also subscribe to my channel to be notified when I upload more of these snapshot reviews. And if you would like to support me on Patreon, then you can do so by following the link in the description. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys, thank you for watching.